Hello, everybody. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you all got what you wanted this year. I know BB did because we all know how he spent his Christmas, but he wasn't the only one on the naughty list this year. No, no, no. That's why we have to talk about Kash Patel. And Trump, I really hope you didn't give Kash a pardon for Christmas this year. I shouldn't even be joking about this because Kash Patel really needs to be held accountable. He needs to be held accountable for covering up the Epstein case. He needs to be held accountable for lying under oath about covering up the Epstein case, and he needs to be held accountable for his active role in covering up for the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Not for nothing, but at least Dan Bongino had the decency to just step down. Like, this guy Kash, he has no shame whatsoever. But that also works for him, because he also doesn't have any integrity. I'm going to stop there, though, because I know if I go too hard, his girlfriend's probably going to sue me. All jokes aside, I don't want anybody to ever forget how Kash Patel said under oath that there was no credible evidence that Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking underage women to other people. Especially because now there are thousands of images and pieces of evidence showing that Jeffrey Epstein did, in fact, traffic underage women to other people. Like, as if we actually had to see the pictures to, know what was going on. And you know what the craziest thing about this case is? It's not the fact that they let it happen in the first place, or that a president was involved, or a member of the royal family, or a prime minister of that other specific foreign nation we're not supposed to talk about. It's that all this time, all this evidence, and not a single person in connection with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell has been charged with a crime yet. Wouldn't it be ironic if the first person to actually get charged with a crime in connection to the Epstein case is Kash Patel for lying about it? We all know that that probably isn't going to happen, though. Besides, I hear his girlfriend is really connected. I'm sure she can make a call. Follow me for more. My name is Bayes, and my show is on YouTube now. It's called Bayes is Based. God bless everybody. All right, so Alex Jones is really taking some serious shots at Candace Owens. And I want to check this out. Let's see what he has to say.
All right, it's Friday night. I'm driving home, shooting this quick report. I'm going to go back to the office in the morning with the crew and shoot a report with all the documents and things that Candace Owens is now saying. And obviously display it, but you can go to her X account and read it. So I said 2 weeks ago, I don't know if she's being misled or if she's got some type of, psychosis or whether she's just an evil person. But I've said on air in the last week or so, and I said on my show today, I said if she comes out with a news story to cover the last Huachuca story that fell apart, we know she's bad news. Just notice she said with the Egyptian planes when that fell apart that, she's going to publish all the details soon on the website. Yeah, I'm going to hold my breath. But with Fort Huachuca, with this source, this famous con man who's been totally exposed, fake name, Mitch Snow, that it was the head of TP USA Security, Congressman Ahmadai, and then once he came on her show, and Erica Kirk was there too, 99% sure. And then she said on the air, this is no doubt the U.S. military, was involved in this killing. And she says, I never said that. Put the video today of her saying it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any denying that Candace Owens was implying that the U.S. military was involved with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Also, that Mitch guy, I don't know anything about him. Like, who am I to say whether or not I think he's credible? So I just wanted to wait and see. But let's see what else Alex has to say.
Now she put out about 2 hours ago a post on X, a tweet, where she says, everyone's panicking. Everybody's scared. Another post hours before that, Alex Jones and all these other groups are scared after I brought up this plane. So the planes are back. Never said anything about a plane with the undersecretary, with undersecretaries of defense on a border mission, going to all these border bases, and on the.
Sorry. See, I got to stop it right here because there is definitely something up with those planes, or with that plane. I know from watching Baron Coleman that there is one specific plane that he was tracking where they say that it's definitely a high up individual that was in that area on that day. So for Alex Jones to just say, "Oh, the planes are back," and just like totally write off the planes, that's a little suspicious on his part.
Flying into Fort Huachuca. So now it's all who was on that plane. So now it's a plane, not her expert that she thinks is totally credible, Mitch Snow, specifically saying all these people he saw when he just bumbles into this secure skiff area without an ID card. I mean, how stupid do you think we are, Candace? You keep changing the subject in a shell game, a bait and switch. No one ever said anything about a plane. You were Mitch at Fort Huachuca. And so now it's like some announcement from the Army. They're doing this border.
I don't think it's a matter of Candace thinking that we're stupid, though. She's throwing a lot of darts. And her followers and the people that believe in her and believe her, they understand that she's not going to get everything right. When you're doing an investigation, I mean, what detective just cracks the whole case and just goes nothing but net the whole time? No, you follow leads. That's what an investigation is all about. You follow leads. You create a hypothesis. You see what fits. You see what doesn't. You rule things out. The problem with Candace Owens is she's doing everything publicly, so she's putting herself under a massive amount of scrutiny. Anytime she gets something wrong, she's going to come under fire. But I think that she's been pretty transparent about that. I don't think it's fair to say that she thinks everybody's stupid and that she shouldn't be doing what she's doing. And for anybody out there that's been watching my show that's thinking to themselves like, "Oh, but Bays, you were attacking Candace the other day." Like, yes, I did attack Candace the other day, but I didn't attack Candace because she threw a dart and missed. I attacked Candace because I thought she had the headshot on Erica and she didn't take it for whatever reason. My issue with Candace was about not going harder and pressing Erica Kirk and calling her out on the lies that we had already proven, and the fact that it kind of felt like she was running cover for her. But, you know, I spoke to a lot of people. Everybody's telling me to give her the benefit of the doubt. A couple days later, she came out with that episode where she completely eviscerated Ben Shapiro. So I'm letting things play out. I'm trying to be objective. I've always liked Candace. I've always been a supporter. So I'm just, for now, I'm going to take everyone's advice, give it the benefit of the doubt, and just try to do my own part as well.
On all these facilities, that's what those people do. And then you're like, "Oh, and Mitch said it was this task force that was down there, and this is what the task force is." That is the task force down there on the border. I mean, it is just wild. And now all the new stuff coming out on Mitch and his real name and his whole history and his background. I mean, this is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then Laura Loomer joins in, who was a guest on my show like 5 weeks ago about a Pentagon attempted coup against Hegseth that was confirmed. And then I talked to her off air and tell her, "No, I don't think Tucker works for Qatar." And then she says, "Oh, I convinced him to go after." Hang your hat on that. "Oh, God, he's Mossad," and all this bullshit. What do you expect me to do with your Egyptian plane thing and your Huachuca thing? I had to go investigate it. I'm like, "God, this may be true. I better go look." And then it's total horse crap, and I get attacked for saying this isn't right. And you change the subject over and over again. Remember, I broke September 16th. From White House sources, the Kash Patels with Tulsi Gabbard and the vice president and others got in their face and said, "I don't want to hear about foreign involvement," even though they had evidence, they said, "and I don't want to hear about domestic accomplices." And I said, "There's a cover-up then." And you guys build a straw man that I'm saying don't investigate, there's no cover-up. I believe there is a cover-up. My issue is you can't say that like a congressman has nothing to do with it is there and then hope we forget about that and then just say, "Oh, you were just asking questions." No, we have the clips of you.
But did Candace do that, though? Like, has it been proven that congressman had nothing to do with it and she is just acting like it didn't happen? I don't know if that's true. I gotta look into that.
Saying, "Oh, this implicates the military. I can't see how they're not involved in his killing now." Just total craziness. And then it discredits the whole investigation. So this is just next level. So the fact that you didn't back off on the Mitch thing, you're still defending him and raising him $140-something thousand. as far as I'm concerned, then you're just flat out evil. Flat out evil. And I do have to start asking, who are you working for? Is it Keira Starmer?
See, that seems a little strong. That's a little harsh. You know, just to call Candace Owens flat out evil and ask her who she's working for.
Brits try to discredit Trump. We know they're launched all these domestic attacks, and Obama moved his shop over there to undermine the country. Is it the EU? I'm not going to say it's Qatar. I don't think that's it. Or you just, I mean, and like all your minions just constantly attack TPUSA, attack Trump. And the left all loves you now. You're boosted on YouTube. Everybody else is censored. You work for the Daily Wire Mossad operation. And that's really working for Mossad. That's who ran that, funded that Zionist. I never worked for those people. So, you know, this is just absolutely crazy. And so I'm really ashamed of that I was ever associated with you. And I'm just wondering what new crap you're going to pull up next. So I got to attack by Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, and you. And it's all just, you know, a constellation of disinformation. I've never put out stuff that I thought wasn't true. I've never sat there and done stuff like this. And I've been accused of stuff I never did. And then I sit there and I watch all this crap go on, you know. When you first got on the Daily Wire, you wanted me on your show, you apologized for not standing up for when I got censored and the rest of it, whatever. That's because it was fashionable to do that back then. And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you're just all part of the Podesta plan to undermine this country and create balkanization. But you think we're stupid. We're not stupid. It's about the people you and your fake source said were there and all you were sure of it and all the rest of it. Now you want to make it about a plane with an officer flying into a military base for border stuff? Or for the undersecretary and some officers? Unbelievable. And I guess when you get their names, you'll say that, you know, they did it. And suddenly Mitchell knows them. That's them. 99%. Unbelievable. But the truth is, a lot of your followers are just in a cult. And so they don't want information. They don't want truth. It's like a whole bunch of your guys said, people I've interviewed before, I played the clips today, we don't care if she's wrong. We don't care. Alex, did you understand that? We just want to get TPUSA. If I see any evidence TPUSA was involved in killing Kirk, I'll go there instantly. Haven't seen it. Don't buy into it. And don't buy into any of your bullshit.
See, and this is what's confusing, because there is a ton of evidence that TPUSA was involved with the Charlie Kirk killing. There's a lot of evidence, and the evidence is right there at the scene, and that's why I've been getting so aggravated about all this. The Egyptian planes and the Hachuka base and all this other crap, which I don't know if there's merit to or not, but I do know that there's merit to the allegations about what happened on the scene that day. The pulling the SIM cards, the smiling, the hand motions, the not stopping the bleeding, the security guards looking around, not being worried of an active shooter and bringing them to the car, the lack of blood on the scene. There are 1,000 different things that you could point out from what happened to the scene. And it's like there's just so much, all these people, just so many distractions. And you got Candace Owens constantly adding new characters and new pieces of evidence. And, oh, we got to look over here. We got to look over there. Now you got Alex Jones trying to discredit her and all this infighting. But it's, no, everybody, just stick to the basics. Stick to the scene. A lot of times, the simple answer is the right answer. We've seen the videos. Baron Coleman has done a great job with this investigation. Blake Bednar's, great job with his investigation. Just stick to the scene. You look at the hand gestures. You look at everybody looking at each other. You see the sound. Brian Harpole playing with something in his pocket. All of a sudden, you hear all the feedback loop. He goes back in his pocket. The feedback loop stops. Then all of a sudden, Hunter Kozak walks up to ask his questions. Brian Harpole pulls the device out, has it in his arms like this. There are images where you can see he's got his thumb like this, where he has a device that he's tracking. The feedback loop comes on. All of a sudden, they all start signaling. Hunter looks at Brian. Frank with his hat. Then you got Rick Cutler doing whatever he was doing. Dan Flood with his motion. And there's synchronization to it. It's undeniable. Undeniable. And this all happens right leading up to the shot. So for Alex Jones to sit there and say that he hasn't seen anything about Turning Point USA being involved with the Charlie Kirk murder, it's like, dude, who do you work for? Who do you work for? Because that's the biggest load of shit that I've ever seen. You know, I came into this trying to keep an open mind. You know, as you guys know, I've been critical of Candace. I'm not afraid to take shots at Candace. Like, when people talk about the cult, like, they don't care. Like, I think there's a little truth to what he just said, that there are people out there that don't really care whether or not she's wrong about certain things, that they just want to, like, they believe what they believe and they want to take them down. But they believe what they believe for a reason, because the evidence is there. We do know they're guilty. And yeah, there's a lot of desperation. There are people that are just throwing darts left and right, hoping that something's going to stick and it's going to be the one that's going to open up everybody's eyes. And I do believe that from that side, there's a lot of misinformation that's getting spread out. And I've been saying this since day one, that I've been worried that Candace Owens is going to get fed a bad piece of information that she's going to go public with and all of a sudden open herself up to a lawsuit. Same way what happened to Alex Jones. When Alex Jones goes around running his mouth saying all this crap, and then gets sued, loses $1 billion. You know, I've said multiple times that I'm worried that something like that's going to happen to Candace Owens. But for Alex Jones to sit here and say that there's no evidence. I mean, he even, I believe I saw it on the Jimmy Dore show where he was playing a clip where Alex Jones was talking about Rick Cutler, saying, look, he's smiling. So how could you say, Alex, that there's no evidence? There's a lot of evidence. We've seen the evidence. And I really wish that Candace Owens would stick to the evidence. You know, if there is a big conspiracy, which I believe there is, and she wants to do that investigation, maybe some of that should be private. Maybe not publicly throw out all these darts. I understand that there's benefits to doing it too, because then people, you know, do their own research and they get back to her. So I don't know. Maybe that's the right way to do it. But even if that's the case, I feel like she needs to put more emphasis on the scene, on what happened that day, because I haven't seen her talk about it in a while. I don't remember the last episode where she was like going over everything that happened right there leading up to when Charlie was shot. Especially since guys like Baron Coleman have been doing all this great work and bringing a lot of things to light. You know, maybe it's time for Candace to get back to basics and just start focusing on the scene again and do the other stuff in the background. All right, let's see. There's only 8 seconds left in this.
Rest of the world. So you want an audience? You got one. A smart audience that sees what's going on. So nice try. Shame on you.
Yeah.
I am going to continue to ask the question. A 20-hour response in a country the size of New Jersey. That begs a big explanation. And more importantly, America is significantly underwriting the Israeli government $4 billion a year. We as American taxpayers deserve answers to this. We deserve answers. Also, if we're going to get into a regional or world war based on an intel failure, we pay for this, what are we buying? Right? I got smeared as a Jew hater, an anti-Semite, and conspiracy theorist because I said exactly what I just said. And I refused to back down despite all the smears thrown at me because I learned during COVID. I learned when they told us that it came from a bat in the Himalayas. I learned when they told us the vaccine was safe and effective. I learned when they told us that ivermectin was horse paste, that you better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I agree with everything he just said. And I also think that that's why he's not with us anymore, because I think that the people that were responsible, the people that were really responsible for taking him out, were afraid that he was going to keep saying that and that people were going to listen. And I think it's disgraceful now how his wife is completely contradicting everything that he stood for and everything that he believed in and everything that he did and everything that he was going to do. Oh, here he is.
Of the United States had his head blown off on live TV. Does that sound familiar? Oh, wait. Okay, so let's dive into these WikiLeaks files. And big shout out to Jimmy Dore for putting this one on our radar. He goes by @Jimmy_Dore over on X. And he says, CIA suppressed TOPS officer James Arlington's connections to Israel intelligence as shown by the newly unredacted JFK assassination record file. Arlington had subverted JFK's policy of preventing Israel from acquiring nuclear weapons and was praised by Mossad's head Emmett as the biggest Zionist of them all. Arlington was also found to have hidden documents from the Warren Commission on the assassination of President Kennedy. Shortly before he died, Arlington stated, "The better you lied and the more you betrayed, the more likely you would have been promoted." Outside of their duplicity, the only thing that they had in common was their desire for absolute power. The file was previously released in 2017, 18, and 2022 in redacted form. And lo and behold, now we have it. And what does it prove? That Israel assassinated JFK. So I can't wrap my head around why Israel would be acting like this.
How do we battle anti-Semitism on the internet? How are we doing better on algorithms? What companies can we work with? We are going to have a whole division within the office to work on technology. The office is going to be revamped entirely to be one of the highest profile offices in the State Department.
How can a U.S. official say that? Why should the U.S. government be trying to censor its own citizens? Like, I thought that was, first of all, illegal.
I thought we ran against that. That was the Biden administration.
But isn't that, like, how is that different from slavery? If you can't say what you believe... Part. Well, I don't know. It's a form of bondage. It's like, I'm not treating you as a human being, as a free man, if I won't allow you to say what you think. True. This guy's standing up at some event with a bunch of lunatics saying, yeah, but I'm the US for censoring Americans and I'm at work for the U.S. government. How about you get fired today?
So right now, we, the American citizens, have to lose our ability to speak in our First Amendment, our God-given rights, because lo and behold, if anybody were to expose the truth about Israel, I mean, the entire country would revolt and turn on them, right? So you're going to be a peasant and a tax slave for the rest of your life, and you're going to force your children to be tax slaves because you want to shut up, you want to keep your mouth shut, you want the easy road. So you're going to pass this burden, this toxic, filthy, disgusting, vile state of Israel, you're going to pass that burden on to your children. Yeah, good. Keep your mouth shut, don't do anything. It's going to get better, trust me. You can comply your way out of tyranny.
See, in case you don't know, in case you're not familiar, that's Ryan Matta. And when Alex Jones was talking before about Candace's cult and the people that don't care that Candace is wrong, and this is the kind of guy that he was referring to. Ryan Matta is one of Candace Owens' strongest supporters, and he does amazing work. This guy is always, follow him on X. Ryan Matta is always bringing the goods. He's always doing research. And there's been a lot of speculation for a long time about Israel's involvement with JFK. And I don't know if Israel was involved with the JFK assassination, but Israel definitely had motives. They definitely had motives. Oh, someone else sees it. Why are these security officers at Charlie? Why are these security officers at Charlie, who is actively dying, smiling down at him? Look at them, all three of them smiling. Now, are they smiling because they're all evil and they killed him, or are they smiling because he faked his death? That's been the real question, the real argument. Based on everything I've seen, it's more likely that Charlie is dead. You know, I'm still under that belief, but there are a lot of people that are convinced that he faked it. Oh, is this the video of Laura Loomer?
Your hair and your eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like an Aryan degenerate goddess.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. You're Aryan too.
I know, but I'm Jewish.
It's okay.
Because you're such a cutie.
Don't mess my hair. God damn it. Fix it. Fix my hair.
I disagree completely.
Did you fix it?
I did. But like that picture you posted on Instagram recently when you got like reinstated.
Yo, this guy is just looking right now like, get me out of here.
It's so good.
It's a good picture.
Your skin and the Nazis hate me.
It's fun.
The alt-right people want to put me in a gas chamber because they're obsessed with the Jews.
I don't.
Yo, what is up with this girl? That is Laura Loomer. Doesn't she have credentials to get in? Isn't she one of the people that gets access to the Pentagon now? For like, what is going on in the world? Look at her. This girl looks like she's a mess.
They're just memeing on you, but it's okay.
It's okay.
all right.
I don't care. I love it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I know. They're just jealous because I have big tits and an Ashkenazi IQ.
Oh my god. Yo, you can't make it up.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You got it.
Anyway, next time you're in New York, let me know. We'll hang out. Bring your girlfriend to New York sometime, and we'll all hang out. We'll go to like really cool restaurants and hang out, and we'll have a blast.
Yes,
It'll be so
I will
much
bring
fun.
my girlfriend.
Yeah, I want to meet. What, Becca?
Yeah.
Becca.
Yes.
She's so sweet.
You remembered.
Yeah, of course.
Yo, look at this guy. Even the guy in the background is even laughing like fuck his life. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You'll meet her.
You guys are so sweet. I hope it works out because, like I said,
They're zooming in.
Like I know everything you do on Twitter is like so fake and not real, but
Yeah,
like
it's all fake.
it's so sweet that you like and your girlfriend have been together for 3 years. I love it.
I know. It's all an act.
Do you know something? Like I'm gonna tell you a secret. Like, do you know so many people in this movement who preach trad life are like fucking people on the side and like cheating on their partners? Like,
That's so
Give names.
like they're not even like really trad life.
such
Like,
scum.
like my ex is like dating somebody who's like super trad life, and she was like fucking my boyfriend while we were dating and like ruined our relationship. And I act like it's okay, but like it's really sad because like I love when people.
Why would anybody ever cheat on Laura Loomer, especially with her big tits and her Ashkenazi IQ or whatever the hell she said?
Keep, tradition in their relationships. It's
Yeah.
just really sad.
Oh my god. Laura Loomer. You gotta love it though. Look, make another post about Candace. Oh man. X is going at Alex Jones for going at Candace. This is what happens. Oh shit. This is what happens. Someone should have warned them. Oh, let's see what Nate has to say.
1 month from now. Bookmark this episode. 1 month from now. If there is, and I'll tell you this, look at me, guys. 1 month from now, if there is proof brought forward that Brian Harpool and Erica Kirk were at Fort Huachaca, and I don't mean Private Snuffy saw them, real proof brought forward that either of those two were at Fort Huachaca the day before Charlie got killed, I will come forward and issue a public apology, and I will also donate $10,000 of my own money to Private Snuffy's GoFundMe. $10,000 of my own money in 1 month from now, if there is any concrete proof of either of that.
So I guess Nate isn't going with Mitch's story about Erica Kirk and Brian Harpool being at that base before Charlie was killed. I think I saw Project Constitution like really lacing into Nate too. This must have been why. Oh, here he is, the man.
Andrew needs to come to the dark side. I mean, come to the dark side. He needs to come to the light side. Andrew needs to figure his life out before he loses his soul. I genuinely mean that, Andrew. You need to figure this out before you lose your soul. It genuinely.
Oh, let's see what Candace has to say about this.
USA just got. Okay, I just have to jump on here to let you guys know that Andrew Colvett, the spokesperson for Turning Point USA, just got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, trying to help orchestrate behind the scenes an alibi for Erica Kirk and Fort Huachuca. Now, why is this crazy? For those of you that don't know the backstory here, essentially, this guy, Mitch, it was very compelling, said that he saw Brian Harpool leaving this meeting at Fort Huachuca on September 9th. Now, I wanted to give him the platform after I verified where he was to tell his story, but he also had to include the part where he claims that he saw Erica Kirk the night before, also on Fort Huachuca at Candlewood Inn and Suites, okay? Now, truthfully, I put it at 50-50 because, like I said on my show, I believed that he was at this meeting was significant and that it concluded. I felt really strongly that he saw Brian Harpole. But what's his memory like? Are you good at remembering faces? Did you just see another blonde and think that it was Erica Kirk? Genuinely, I thought it was at like 50-50 until...
You know, before she says what she's going to say, I do want to just point out, in all fairness with Candace Owens, when she had this guy Mitch on her show, she said multiple times that, look, I've seen the metadata, I've checked the records, I can verify that Mitch was at that base, but I can't speak for what he claims he saw. I can't verify what he saw or who he believed he saw. So it's not like Candace Owens ever came out and said, oh, well, we got the concrete proof that he was there and she was there. She said that Mitch was there and that Mitch claims he saw Brian Harpole and Erica Kirk and a congressman. So all this other noise coming in now, you know, trying to discredit Candace for it, it's like she never said 100% that they were there. Now, when they were trying to come up with their alibis, like the congressman, yeah, there was a lot of pushback saying like, yeah, well, you were there later, like you weren't there in the morning, you still could have taken the plane. And even that is not saying like, oh, I know you're lying, I know you were there. I feel like there's a lot of things getting spun. And obviously, if Candace Owens is going to have this guy Mitch on the show and have him naming Brian Harpole and Erica Kirk and a congressman, like she's not going to bring him up there hoping that he's wrong. Like we know that. She's hoping that the information is credible and that they are there so that it'll add more evidence to what we all believe with the Charlie Kirk case. But she never said flat out, like she didn't put her stamp on it. But let's keep going.
Until tonight, where all of a sudden there were all these attacks regarding Fort Huachuca. We didn't really know where they were coming from. You got people calling me insane. Alex Jones jumps into the foray. I'm like, what is happening right now? Why does Fort Huachuca have so many people triggered? Well, there were these YouTubers, Paramount Tactical is one of them, who was basically teasing, like, we're going to take down Mitch and show you guys that he's not a credible witness by going back and going through the files of his marriages and ex-relationships and to show you that he's an abuser. And this is going to be the end of Candace Owens' career, like totally weird and distracting. Like, I never told my followers that they should go marry Mitch. I have no idea what he was doing 20 years ago in a relationship. There were no convictions against him that I could find. Whatever. The point is like, we didn't know where this was coming from. Everyone was like, money must have just gone out. Like, what is happening? Well, tonight was when they did their live to expose me and accidentally exposed Turning Point USA and Erica Kirk. Now, I'm going to show you the messages. Andrew Colvett was apparently live texting this guy Erica's alibi. Now, this means Erica is sending her alibi. Why wouldn't you just send it to me? Obviously, I didn't have a horse in the race of whether or not he saw you at the hotel. You could have just been like, here's where I was on September 8th, and this whole idea of you even being there would have gone away. Instead, she sends it to Andrew Colvett to send to these obscure YouTubers who are live, and it didn't click with them that Andrew Colvett did not want them to say that he was their source. So this guy just starts live reading the messages that are coming in from Andrew Colvett, where he proceeds to give an alibi that no one asked for. He's like, this is what Erica was doing on September 9th. Okay, the guy said he saw her on the 8th. It's kind of like the Brian Harpole, where they're just like giving us alibis for times that we're not talking about. Again, I wasn't even necessarily pressuring them for an alibi, but he then proceeds to walk him through what Erica was doing on September 9th, and he's pretending like she doesn't even know what Fort Huachuca was, even though her mother has a contract with the Department of Defense and would have obviously had to have been familiar with Fort Huachuca, which is in her backyard, and in Turning Point USA's backyard as well.
But it's worth saying, LOL, Erica wasn't in some fort in Tucson. The internet has gone insane. She woke up next to Charlie, went to the office with Charlie all day, woke him up from a nap before a fox hit. Is that what that says? Before a fox hit? Went to dinner with Charlie. Literally, people are lunatics.
No one asked for. He's like, this is what Erica was doing on September 9th. Okay, the guy said he saw her on the 8th. It's kind of like the Brian Harpole where they're just like giving us alibis for times that we're not talking about. Again, I wasn't even necessarily pressuring them for an alibi, but he then proceeds to walk him through. Obviously had no one said she was in Tucson, and no one said that they saw her on September 9th anywhere. So I don't know what this is. It's just weird. It's a totally strange thing to say. Again, when you have an easy pathway to just reach out to me and say, hey, I saw you mention something on September 8th. Here's where Erica was. Notice that's Erica's hand. So that means Erica, the CEO of Turning Point USA, is directing the spokesperson of Turning Point USA, Andrew Colvett, to send her alibi to Paramount Tactical as he is going into the history of Mitch and supposed to be exposing Mitch for being a serial abuser, but actually exposes Turning Point USA. You just cannot make this up. This is a PR nightmare. A crisis. Is this just a crisis? Wait, I'm going to show you another message from Andrew. Being super discreet here.
Yeah, this is so weird. So Andrew Colvett was sending that to a YouTuber while he was live streaming.
Okay, Bibi Netanyahu has not gotten these TikTokers out of control. They already are not feeling the vibes about Erica. Now you got this directing behind the scenes attacks on really Candace for whatever reason.
Yeah, Candace is so slick too. She'll post some stuff like this, and then she'll be like, the TikTokers are gonna have a ball with this one. It's green light, everybody. Go out there. Go get them. I see what you're doing, Candace. I see what you're doing. I love it. Look at that smile, too. She knows. She knows. She's just sicking the dogs on everybody left and right. Oh, man. You know what? If the world is a stage and this is all just entertainment, at least it's entertaining. All right, now we have George Webb, another investigator doing work into the Charlie Kirk case. And he, I believe, is actually trying to bring a case to court to really go after these people and get the truth revealed. Let's see what he has to say.
Jones is going to present it. Laura Loomer's going to present it. Everybody's going to pile on Mitch, right? Everybody's going to say Mitch is a bad guy. Of course he's a bad guy. They wouldn't have put him in to the case to get Candace away from Doge and get Candace away from DuPont. They wouldn't have put him in if they didn't know he was a bad guy. They wouldn't have put him in if they didn't know these 3 lawsuits existed. They wouldn't have put him in if they didn't know the 3 lawsuits existed. The 3 lawsuits are going to show domestic violence. The 3 lawsuits are going to show the garnishment of $400,000, $415,000. They're going to show Mitch having $415,000 one day in the bank account and next day having 0. And they're going to show Mitch going nuts, going over in this town where he lives, going over and whacking his wife's door open with a hammer. That's what it's going to show. It's going to look really bad. Candace, here's your chance.
Okay, so Mitch, they're talking about... So Mitch is the witness that Candace has who was at Fort Huachuca before Charlie was killed, who claims that he witnessed the meeting, and it's verified that there was some kind of meeting at that base. And he claims that he witnessed the meeting, or he wasn't at the meeting, but he saw that the meeting was about to take place, and that he saw Brian Harpole, Charlie's head of security, and Erica Kirk. And now they're saying that this guy has a very, very bad record, that if he ends up getting brought to court as some sort of witness, that they're going to unload on the guy, and they're going to bring a lot of bad history on him to discredit him.
Disavow Mitch now. Say, hey, I got fooled. George Webb got fooled way back when. Piketon with a federal informant. Now's your chance. Say, I got fooled. Federal informant. Has nothing to do with Doge. Has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk's death. Has nothing to do with DuPont. Here's your chance now to say they fooled me.
Yeah, Nate's on the CIA payroll. Nate's gay, I heard. I'm gay and my wife's a stripper. So we got that one going on. Probably true. Probably true. I was an Oregon cheerleader, so I'm probably gay. A lot of attacking. We got death threats this week. It's that wild. I haven't even done the episode yet. And we're receiving death threats. So no drinking tonight. I'm fighting off bronchitis right now, unfortunately. So if I'm hacking shit up, sorry guys. Honestly, should not be doing this episode, but there was no way I couldn't show up. Like, oy vey. It's wild how many people are attacking me. You haven't even seen my episode yet. It's insane. Look at this. You haven't even seen the episode, and it's all the same people. Okay, so this is the problem, is because we have people in the chat spamming me that Baron's attacking me. See, we can already see it. My bad then, Baron. If you didn't attack me, it was just your viewers or Candace's viewers, which is fine. Yeah, you can call me a crybaby. It's fine, guys. Guys, you're not gonna bully me. You're not gonna. I see other people. You have time to shut Nate down. You're not going to shut me down. Okay. All I'm here to do is show you who this person is.
I think there's a lesson here. You got Candace Owens, Alex Jones, Valhalla VFT, Ryan Matta, Project Constitution. You know, you could even throw Nick Fuentes and Ian Carroll in there because they had a little back and forth the other week. But everyone I just named has been a great source of information, factual information, at least some point or another. For the most part, they all appear to be fighting for the same cause. None of them are batting 1,000. And you got to understand, everybody's going to get it wrong sometimes. Nobody's ever going to get it all right. And especially someone like Candace Owens that throws a lot of darts and does a lot of that publicly. You know, she's going to make mistakes. She's going to get things wrong. But you look at things the way they are now, and there is so much corruption in this world. Things are so bad, and there's been so much transparency lately. And not transparency in the sense where they're being honest. When I say they, I mean like the deep state and the government. I mean, there's transparency because of people like the ones I just named that do the research and do the work and try to bring the facts out and the truth to light and expose the evil. I think it's a very bad time for everyone to start turning on each other, especially over some nonsense. And there are so many factors involved in this Charlie Kirk case, and there's really no reason to have like some kind of civil war over a sketchy witness or over Candace Owens' allegations about Egyptian planes. I really wish that all these people would just focus on the crime scene, you know, like what I was talking about earlier. And not just the crime scene, but the statements that were made, and follow the money. You always have to follow the money. I feel like everything else is there's just been a lot of distractions, and now you're seeing all these internal battles going on within the movement, and I don't know. I think that it's just the wrong time for this, and that everyone's got to get their shit together. We've got all this information coming out right now about Charlie Kirk, about Jeffrey Epstein. Files are getting released. The DOJ's messing up, and now we're able to redact them because they put them in PDFs, which I think is crazy. And at the same time, you got Israel locking up Christians on Christmas and bombing Gaza again. And I don't know, it makes this, I think about this all. And it really makes me believe that at least some of these people might be controlled opposition. I really do think that, because it's almost like we're getting too close now to the truth. There are too many people that are exposing too much, and someone's getting the call to pick the fight and to pull the fire alarm and just make everything messy and just cause the distraction. And I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. You know, it's very plausible to believe that, some of these influencers may be working for the deep state, and that could be why they're giving us some good information. It's to build trust within the public and within other influencers that they can influence and potentially become handlers for or outgrow and discredit later. There's definitely a lot of psychological warfare going on multiple fronts. And we all just need to pay attention. We need to keep our eyes open. We need to pay attention to what's going on. Read the room. Be careful who you trust. Do your own research. And me, I don't trust any of these people.